This weekend, WWE and NXT descend upon Los Angeles, California. The question we have is, when the series of War Games begin, who has the ability to survive? We're going to predict that right now with our War Games and Survivor Series predictions.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Talk about, and this is something that doesn't normally happen on WWE's watch, but the phrase card is subject to change. And we'll do it all right at the end of the time that we have possible.
Going forward, but we're going to start with NXT War Games because that happens first. That's on Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to be awesome. Let's just start off with the grudge match. Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano. Why Johnny? Why? Or hashtag Johnny did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't call him Johnny come lately. Who do you think is going to win?
I'm gonna go with Aleister Black because I do believe that Johnny Gargano is in over his head. I think he's way too proud of what he did while Aleister's back was turned, and I feel like Aleister, after being out for so long and after losing the championship and not having a chance to get it back, he has a lot more of a grudge against Johnny than Johnny does to him. That could be his undoing, but I feel like Aleister has a way of honing that in, so I'm going with Aleister Black.
Yeah, and right off the bat, we're going to be in a disagreement.
All right.
So I'm going with Johnny Gargano.
This is really one that could go either way.
It's Tommaso Ciampa syndrome, where Johnny's going to have Aleister so riled up in the way Tommaso had Johnny that Johnny's going to be able to capitalize on a mistake that's going to be made because Aleister's going to be coming into the match so overly emotional.
He's lost his focus.
Yeah, which is that's Aleister's thing, is he's never that angry or frustrated coming in this way. He's going to be swinging blind, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What about...
We got two title matches and then we got the big one. So
yeah, let's go with the women's championship first. 2 out of 3 falls. Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler.
I'm so excited for this one. I think these two ladies, with the 3 matches we've already seen them have, I'm excited to see what they do with a series of 3 or 2, depending on what the score ends up being, all within just one big package. I'm excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with Shayna Baszler though. I feel like the Queen of Spades, she has the ace, and that is Jessamine and Marina.
Yeah.
It worked for her.
Aces.
She's got the horsewomen. It worked for her at Evolution, and unless Kairi's got some backup, she might have Io, she might have someone else kind of waiting in the wings to help her out, but I don't know if it's going to happen at War Games. Shayna retains the championship.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with there. I'm saying Shayna takes it. I'm going to go one step further.
Okay.
I'm going to say Shayna's going to take it 2 falls straight.
Oh, she's going to sweep Kairi?
Yeah.
Shit. Is it going to be because of Jessamine and Marina?
Yes.
All right.
At least the deciding fall.
Okay.
For sure.
All right.
The NXT Championship, that's the big one.
Yeah.
We're going to see Tommaso Ciampa defending against Velveteen Dream. And my, oh my, how I would love to see Velveteen Dream defeat Tommaso Ciampa. But no chance in hell is it going to happen. I'm 100% picking Tommaso Ciampa to win this thing.
Yeah.
Just because it's too early, for one, in Tommaso Ciampa's title reign.
Yeah, I think he's only defended it
once,
maybe twice.
He's defended it, I think, once, and then had a match against Otis.
Oh yeah,
and that was it.
Yeah, that's been about it.
So that being said, 100%, it's gonna be Tommaso. Until at least Aleister gets his rematch.
Yeah, part of me wants to say that maybe Velveteen wins by DQ, so Tommaso keeps the belt. But I think the fact that Velveteen had such a dominant showing against Ciampa last week on NXT, that Ciampa is out for blood, and when Ciampa wants blood, he gets it. So, unfortunately, it's going to be at the unfortunate I don't know where I'm going with this.
The expense.
The expense. That's the word I'm looking for. It's going to be the expense of the Velveteen Dream.
The unfortunate expense.
The absolutely egregiously unfortunate expense of. I don't know if those words made sense at all, but fuck it, I'm going with it. Let's move on to the big one.
Yeah, War Games. Man, I'm so much more into this match than I was this time last year.
This time last year, you were like,
A, the teams have 4 people. B, there's only 2 teams.
There's no shark cages.
Yeah, hopefully.
Here's the thing is, that's the one thing I'm happy about, is that there's no fucking shark cages.
Yeah. They can literally just come from the back.
Yeah. I think Triple H understands the backlash from last year, and so I think he's trying to make sure that this one's a bit more true to form.
Yeah.
So.
So you have Undisputed Era, all 4 members taking on the War Raiders, Ricochet, and the longest reigning champion of the modern era, Pete Dunne.
Yes.
Who you got?
It's got to be Undisputed Era. I think
2 in a row?
Undisputed Era already has the ability to win the match. They've been saying time and time again they are at 100%. We don't have a for sure. We still have some issues between Ricochet and Pete Dunne. War Raiders are definitely going to be, the heart of this team. They're going to be the ones that tries to keep it together. But I feel like there's still a chance for some miscommunication between Dunne and Ricochet to really screw it all up. Plus, I feel like Undisputed Era wins, but we still have, they still have the tag titles. There's still reason for War Raiders to keep going after them. So yeah, I'm saying Undisputed Era takes it 2 years in a row.
All right, I'm going with the other side.
All right.
I'm picking with the War Raiders, Dunne and Ricochet.
All right.
I'm going to go with a little bit of inner turmoil within Undisputed Era.
Ooh.
Not before the match, but after the match.
So
I'm going to say the loser for Undisputed Era side is either going to be Roddy or Bobby Fish. If it's Bobby Fish, it's going to be because of the knee injury. Mm-hmm. And if it's going to be Roddy, it's just going to be just because he loses. And it's going to cause turmoil. It's going to be, if Bobby Fish loses, they're going to be like, hey, well, I thought we were 100%. Maybe Bobby Fish is a weak link.
Start pointing a little bit of blame at who might screw it up.
If it's Roddy, then it'd be like, hey, why did we bring you in if you're just going to screw up?
Yeah,
the big matches like this.
Yeah, they could say we won without you last year, and now you come in this year and we lose. Obviously, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, Kyle is safe, Adam is safe. It's going to be one of those 2 guys losing.
All right. Well, let's move on to Sunday Survivor Series.
The Series of Survival.
Raw versus SmackDown, except for one match. Yeah. There's a lot of people involved in all this, especially the pre-show, because we have, at least for now, it is a 2-hour pre-show. We've got our extended pay-per-view because
it's the big 4.
It's one of the big 4. So
it's the second longest running pay-per-view in WWE history.
Exactly. So we know for sure on the pre-show we have the tag team Survivor
10 versus 10.
Yeah, with extra people in there. We have Raw's Gable and Rude, The Ascension, Revival, Lucha House Party, and the B Team taking on SmackDown's The Usos, The New Day, The Colognes, The Good Brothers, and Sanity. Who do you have in this one?
I'm going the blue team on this one.
Going Team Blue.
It's 5 established teams versus 2 established teams and 3 teams that have been thrown together in the last year.
Yeah.
To just make stuff happen. I mean, Gable and Rude have only been going together for like a month and a half, 2 months, and they're the team captains.
Yes.
B team, you can give them a little bit more credit because they did the whole shtick with the Miz, which kind of made them more relevant for the better part of a year or so before now.
Yeah.
And then Lucha House Party is, only been around for a few months as a team.
Yeah.
It's And if one of the two teams you have to rely on for chemistry is the Ascension, then we know where this is going.
As on the regular as I bleed blue, unfortunately I'm going with Raw in this particular match, because despite the short time that Gable and Rude have been together, they've proved to be a formidable team, and it just seems like WWE has a lot of stock in these teams. I feel like they are going to be the only they are going to be the sole survivors. There will be nobody else
on Team Raw.
It is going to go down to Gable and Rude versus potentially one of the bigger teams in the Usos or the New Day. And we're going to get a big win for Chad Gable and Rude. There's issues on both sides, and I feel like that's going to be the fall for Revival and Lucha House Party on Raw side. But I feel like Sanity's just kind of there, and they're going to fuck with everyone because chaos is their thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like they might be an unfortunate folly for SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm going to say that I have a similar prediction if Raw does win, but Soul Survivors will be the top guys. The Revival.
All right, moving on. We have Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins versus United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura. First time absolutely ever. This doesn't happen very often.
And take it's a hard turn and a much more exciting turn from last year's The Miz versus Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Man, that was a match going into Survivor Series last year that I didn't give a two licks about.
No.
And this one I'm like, I am all for.
Yeah, this is potential show stealer. I mean, anything is possible between these two at this point because they've literally never fought each other.
Yeah. That being said,
Shinsuke is going to get the big win here because he doesn't have any lingering issues currently. There's no one really gunning for him at the moment. And Seth Rollins has to watch his back for Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I'm going the same thing. Pretty much exact same logic. I don't think Dean's going to get involved.
If Ambrose just shows up, it's done deal for Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I don't think Dean's going to get involved, but I do think what it is it's just going to be Rollins isn't going to be 100% mentally focused on the match.
All right.
And it's going to show.
Alrighty then. Okay, this is where we get into our changed situations here. Unfortunately, with Becky Lynch pulling out, she was forced to choose a replacement, so we now have Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey.
Let's be clear here. WWE pulled Becky out.
Yes.
She didn't herself decide,
yes.
I better not fight. She 100% wants this match.
Oh, yeah. No, she said on SmackDown.
Regardless of the concussion, regardless of the broken face.
Yeah, she said on SmackDown that she's been knocking on doors looking for someone to say, yeah, sure, you can fight at Survivor Series. But unfortunately, that's not happening. So we do have Charlotte versus Ronda. Who are you going for?
I've been having a really hard time deciding about who I think is going to win this match.
Yeah. This is a tough one.
Basically because this was the rumored main event for WrestleMania next year.
Absolutely.
And the fact that it's happening now, Charlotte, aside from Mixed Match Challenge, Charlotte's been on a bit of a downward spiral.
Yeah, especially after losing to Becky.
Ronda, not as much. But we did see Becky had Ronda so beat up by the end of the brawl that Ronda couldn't even throw a punch with that arm.
Yeah. Yeah, the arm was pretty much done by...
So, that's going to play... I think that's going to play a factor into it.
Absolutely.
And I have no idea how they're going to pull it off. With the exception of maybe the Raw or the women's 10-woman tag match happens before this. And there's interference involved, but I'm going to say it's a no contest.
No contest. All right.
Because I don't think WWE... with the idea that they might still try and plug this in at WrestleMania, I think they're going to have a no definitive winner between these two.
All right. I'm going to say definitively Ronda Rousey. I feel like this... I talked about it on the SmackDown review. Essentially what I think has happened here is now Charlotte has a lot of pressure on her. And like you said, Charlotte hasn't exactly been in the right... She wasn't even sure if she wanted to be the captain of Team SmackDown.
Yeah.
Let alone did she, let alone was she ready to fight the Raw Women's Champion, who's been completely dominant since debuting at WrestleMania. So, I feel like I'm excited for the match, but I feel like this is going to light more fire under Becky, because Becky left this spot, like, she's going to have this time where she'll be able to say on SmackDown, I gave you the spotlight, Charlotte, and you still couldn't run with it. Like, I literally handpicked you, gave you my spotlight, and you couldn't do it. And so Becky's going to be even more fired up when she finally gets a chance to go against Ronda Rousey. And that's going to happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I really hope that Becky versus Ronda ends up being the WrestleMania match.
Yeah, because Becky said she can't finish what she started yet. And we're getting real close to Mania season.
Oh, I really hope that Becky is on commentary during this match.
Yes. I said that on SmackDown. I want Becky there. Her presence needs to be felt regardless of her medical situation.
Yeah. I think progression, Becky and Ronda at Mania would be the best outcome out of this. I see more so maybe just because they're champions of their respective brands, so neither of them would be in the Women's Royal Rumble. They might postpone this match and put it at the Rumble. And use the fact that maybe Ronda wins. Maybe Ronda having 2 victories over a Becky and a Charlotte could end up being the catalyst then if they want to do the 4 horsewomen versus the 4 horsewomen at Mania.
And that's I said that's why I'm glad they went with Charlotte, because it still helps build towards that eventual match that we know is going to happen. So
the 4 horsewomen versus what Ronda calls the faux horsewomen.
Ooh, shots fired. So a brand new WWE champion Daniel Bryan, good fucking luck, steps into the ring with the Beast, Brock Lesnar. I mean, who the hell's voting for Daniel Bryan in this match?
I'm hoping.
I mean, my heart is voting for Daniel Bryan, but my mind's like, no. Brock beats everyone. Brock beat AJ last year. Daniel had to cheat to beat AJ this year. I don't see this going well for Daniel Bryan.
No. Here's where I think everything is going to twist around. I think Daniel is going to get himself into actually a good predicament.
Well, I mean, AJ did really good last year. I'm not saying that this is going to be a squash match by any means, but I don't see Daniel Bryan pulling out the win.
No. And here's what I'm saying. Is like, I totally agree. I'm going with Brock, but I think that Daniel is going to get closer to beating Brock than AJ did.
Ooh. And AJ got close.
I think AJ is going to screw over Daniel.
Oh, shit. Okay. Set up a title match for TLC?
Yeah.
All right. I'm into it.
That being said, I do see one oust for Daniel to win.
Okay.
And it's just because of how much talk there was on SmackDown, where Haman kept putting over Daniel Bryan is the number 1 guy on SmackDown.
That's true.
Despite the fact that, like, the whole idea is, like, it seems, and this whole storyline was very slapped together last second.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense because just like 2 weeks ago, AJ made Daniel Bryan tap out. On TV.
And I didn't watch Crown Jewel, so I was confused as the part when Daniel Bryan said, "Hey, I don't want you to say my name ever again because I'm looking for a reason to punch you in the face." Like, I don't remember Daniel Bryan being that mad at AJ.
Yeah, no.
But
and that's the thing too, is Daniel Bryan's madness seemed forced. Because it kind of came out of nowhere. This whole storyline came out of nowhere.
Like, hey, we
to
need
help
to
shake things up.
Yeah, it's time to shake things up again.
But I see that, and this is something that comes along every now and again, but the potential of Haman turning on Brock again, when he jumped ship and helped the Big Show back in Brock's first run.
Are you potentially predicting that Haman jumps to Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But that's literally the only out I see for Daniel winning.
That's fair. What's your likelihood that that's going to happen?
Not like 1%, maybe 3%.
Okay, so you're 99% going for Brock winning, 1% Bryan wins with the help of Paul Heyman.
3% Bryan helps. I'm 96%. Here we go. 96% that Brock wins.
Okay.
Hands down, no matter what.
Okay.
More than likely because of AJ shenanigans.
Okay.
3% Paul turns on Brock, helps Bryan win.
Okay.
1% Daniel Bryan wins because AJ gets involved and fucks up and accidentally hits Brock.
Wouldn't that be, man? I will be jumping up and down. I will be so happy when we review Survivor Series on Sunday if Daniel Bryan somehow beats Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar loses in any form or fashion, I don't give a fuck how it happens.
You're missing a match on here, by the way.
What match am I missing?
Tag teams.
Tag team? Where did tag teams?
No, you don't have the Bar versus the Authors of Pain.
Oh!
Which should be next that we're talking about.
All right, well, we'll move on to it. Go for it.
The Bar, Tag Team Champions on Raw. Kind of happenstance tag team champions of a lucky moment because
that's true.
They had to beat one guy.
Yeah.
Versus the Bar, they're a solid unit that have been tag team champions.
Yeah.
Multiple times. They do have the Big Show now, which is like that's a bigger insurance policy than the Bar has ever had.
Yes. And here's where it comes to it's really going to be a testament of can the Authors of Pain be tougher than Sheamus and Cesaro? Because if it comes down to third-party members, the Bar's going to fucking win because there's no chance in hell unless Drake starts like madly swinging chairs and is able to catch the Big Show enough times. Drake Maverick is fucked.
Yeah.
He's going. I'm calling it right now. He gets chokeslammed through a table. He's going through a commentary table during this match.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
Big Show's hucking that little fucker through a table. It's gonna happen.
That is hurling him 8 rows into the audience.
That's possible also. As far as who's gonna win, yeah, I gotta go with the Bar. And it's just I can't go with Authors of Pain. Logically.
I'm gonna go Authors of Pain.
Okay.
I have no reason why I think Authors of Pain will win.
You just think that,
but it's my thought of the way WWE's been booking this, and the fact that this match has 0 build.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, there's a lot of matches on here that have like little to no consequence.
Yeah.
To the storylines,
especially now that everything had to change. So.
Yeah, and so I just think this is WWE going, oh well, we want to make the Authors of Pain look good because there's the thing, they only had to beat Seth Rollins to become the tag team champions.
Yeah, they didn't exactly earn the tag.
Yeah,
titles.
so this is going to be like, okay, so how can we convince everybody that they're a legitimate team? Let's put them over the other tag team champions.
All right, that's fair. All right, in our only non-Raw versus SmackDown match, the Cruiserweight Championship on the line, champion Buddy Murphy defends against Mustafa Ali. Who do you got?
Oh, Buddy Murphy all the way.
Of course,
100%.
Unfortunately, I'm going to go with Mustafa Ali. I feel like Mustafa being in this spot already again, and after everything he's gone through, I don't think they're going to have him play the underdog for another few months. I feel like it happens now. Buddy Murphy's win was, hey, you're at home, so here you go. As good of it. I mean, I want Buddy Murphy to win, but booking wise, I think they're going to go with Mustafa Ali.
I'm 100% behind Buddy Murphy here because I think they're going to kind of pick up where Neville left off.
Oh, okay.
And I think Buddy Murphy is going to get a nice, lengthy title reign.
I'm into it.
And Buddy Murphy is just going to become more aggressive and more conceited every challenger he knocks down. The same way Neville did. Neville became more, like, self-inclusive and, like, hermitish and disheveled and, like, more just and angry. Yeah. Even though he was winning constantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it's going to be the same thing for Buddy Murphy.
All right. Well, I hope Buddy Murphy wins because I feel like if Mustafa does win, this is going to be a nail in the coffin that people are going to be really tired of Mustafa Ali. Especially with how popular Buddy Murphy is right now. All right, we got our two big Survivor Series matches. We got the ladies' Team Raw. We have Mickie James, Tamina, Nia Jax, Natalya, and Ruby Riott. And for SmackDown, we have Naomi, Asuka, Sonya Deville, Carmella, and blank. We, like we said at the top of the video, we don't know who that fifth person is. And I feel like that's going to play a big role into SmackDown winning. On top of the fact that Natalya hates Ruby Riott.
Yeah. That's going to be, my pick for this one is also SmackDown.
All right.
And yeah, I just think you got Tamina and Nia who are big.
Yeah.
And imposing. But yeah, Natty and Ruby are going to kind of cancel each other out and essentially make it 5 against 3.
Yeah.
I don't expect Nia to be in the match very long at this point.
Good point.
I see her even potentially being the first one eliminated.
Asuka.
More than likely. And what I see is that Nia will probably start the match, be dominant for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then the typical everybody gets in the ring, everybody brawls.
Okay.
SmackDown women Raw women get tossed out, and then Nia will in succession take a bunch of finishers.
Ooh, she'll get the house show finish.
Yeah, and she'll in succession take a bunch of finishers, all of the way. I think it was one of the times that Big Show was in one of these Survivor Series matches, and like 3 or 4 guys all came in and did finishers on the Big Show to knock him out of the match.
And that's usually how the big guy or the monster of the team gets eliminated. So.
And what about, like, who do you think is going to come in and take that 5th spot?
I have no freaking clue.
I think the best, probably most logical person that's going to come in will be Mandy Rose.
Yeah, Mandy was the one that came out and was like, hey, Paige, I'm going to take this spot. And Paige's like, no, you're not. It's Charlotte's. But now it's not Charlotte's. So
and it makes sense because Sonya's on the team, and that will give, aside from like Naomi and Asuka who are buddy, but that'll give more cohesiveness on the SmackDown team.
Yeah, I feel like at that point Carmella's is the odd woman out because she doesn't really have a tag team partner but she is friends with Naomi and Asuka, so they have a little bit of kinship there. So on
the other hand, now there's there's 2 other rumors that are kind of buzzing around about the 5th member.
Okay,
some people are saying Nikki Cross.
That would be fucking awesome.
Which would be it'd be a good unpredictable moment for the Raw team to not know what to do, because not only are they not knowing who the 5th member is, but if they're going off of like typical people who are on SmackDown, they're not getting ready for Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
The other potential rumor is a member of the Raw women's locker room jumping ship.
I actually thought that Natalya would do it. that Natty, because of Ruby being on the team, because of how proud Alexa was to choose Ruby instead of either Sasha or Bayley, Natty would be like, fuck you guys, and join Team SmackDown. I feel like, yeah, if it is one of those unpredictable Natty or Nikki moments, it's going to be like, holy shit, we weren't ready for that, completely throws us off. If Mandy wins, or if Mandy ends up taking it and they win, Mandy is going to take full responsibility for the win.
Yeah.
And that's going to further wedge between her and Sonya and make everyone else on SmackDown hate her.
Yeah. On the other hand, too, it also could lean into Sasha or Bayley jumping ship over. Again, bringing more of the horsewomen onto the same brand leading up to WrestleMania.
Good call. Good call. All right, and our final match, the men's Survivor Series team. Raw with Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley versus SmackDown's Team Dad Bod, Jeff Hardy, The Miz, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, and Samoa Joe.
Yeah, the closest thing there is to a dad bod on Team Raw is Baron Corbin, and he's their captain. He's not in the match.
Yeah, he's not actually in the match.
No, I mean, it's Jeff Hardy, who's great. It's Mysterio, who's great. But they're both past their prime. Let's be real. So Samoa Joe. Miz is good. Shane's prime left his body when he got dropped on his head by Kurt Angle.
Shit, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, well...
That was like 2001?
Yeah. It's the reason why he just does spots.
That's fair.
No, I'm not hating on any of those guys. It's a great team. It's kind of like an all-star team. You know? You got a bunch of different styles. You got a bunch of guys who are popular, even though... And like Miz and Joe are still popular guys, even though they're bad guys.
Yeah.
You know, they still got a following. But then you're looking at, like... super athletic, shredded little guy Dolph Ziggler. You've got big, crazy, Scottish, big, buff guy Drew McIntyre.
He's big twice.
Yeah.
So big, gotta say it twice.
You got big, beardy, monster big, just these hands destroy everything, big beardo,
big
Braun.
Strowman.
Yeah, he got 3 bigs. Then you've got smaller, other ripped, jacked, athletic guy, Finn Balor, and then you have crawling into your nightmares, Bobby Lashley, who's also big. Don't forget about how big Bobby Lashley is. So essentially, it's the SmackDown team versus the Vince McMahon Wet Dream team, with Lio Rush on the outside. So they're gonna have Baron Corbin and Lio Rush.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Which, yeah, it's got to be Team Raw, because...
I'm going Team SmackDown.
I just based off of the fact that I think cardio endurance-wise, Team Raw is going to be, like, lapping SmackDown.
So...
Jeff's going to crash and burn at some point. Shane may accidentally knock himself out again.
That's Shane's thing at Survivor Series. He just knocks himself out. No, I'm going with Team SmackDown because Raw is looking to win a 3rd year in a row, and I don't think they're going to do it because I feel like Raw has more combustible components on their team with Bobby Lashley, who only gives a shit about himself. Finn Balor's the only one that wants to work with anybody, and Ziggler, McIntyre, and Braun have already fallen apart. If shit starts going sideways, McIntyre's going to be pissed, and he's going to be mad that people aren't listening to him. He might even knock out Baron Corbin. Like, I feel like the Raw team is just going to fall in on itself. Granted, people, not necessarily does everybody like each other on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because Miz tried to eliminate Rey Mysterio on Tuesday. Like, hey, no, we don't want you on the... No, yes, we do want you on the team. But, and then Joe's kind of working for himself, but I feel like Shane's dedication to SmackDown, Miz's desire to be the captain, Mysterio, total underdog, always willing to push through, Jeff Hardy's the same way, Joe's a killer, I'm sticking with SmackDown.
Yeah, I say SmackDown's method of winning is going to be 100% on Baron Corbin fucking up and causing Braun to chase Baron Corbin out of the arena and eliminating himself from the match.
Okay.
If that happens, SmackDown will win. But here's the caveat: Shane will get the deciding fall and take all the credit.
All right. Fair enough.
It's going to be very best in the world trophy tournament winning scenario again.
Yeah.
Where, and Shane's, when he did that whole thing, Shane's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not the best in the world. I just did what's best for SmackDown kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's what he's going to keep pushing on. He's like, oh, sure, maybe Ray had everything in hand, but I tagged myself in because I needed to do what was best for SmackDown kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Gonna take the credit for something that maybe wasn't all his doing, but also try and say that it, like he's not trying to take the credit for it. Like he's not trying to play hero.
But he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have 7 differences between both shows, so one of us is definitely coming out the winner. So we will see what happens this Saturday.
And I have a proposition. It being a big 4.
Oh, yeah.
I say that with this...
We bring punishments back?
We bring punishments back with the Wheel punishment board.
Oh, okay.
Which is a new thing
yeah.
we've been...
We haven't
teased it once.
Yeah, we haven't brought it in because we still been kind of like deciding what we want to do with it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, sure.
A Wheel punishments board coming up.
Yeah, it's, we'll, yeah.
Should be fun.
I'm excited. And scared. Thanks for watching, guys.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
You know the deal. I mean, this is
links.
This is only a video, so
podcast,
if you want to check out the
SoundCloud,
links, all that other stuff,
Reasonable Wrestling Fans, unboxing,
all that stuff,
and boxing.
Let us
see us box.
No.
We'll put it over on Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
No.
We'll get the giant inflatable boxing gloves.
We'll get Rock'em Sock'em robots.
We'll get sumo suits.
I'm actually down for that.
Okay.
Yeah. Let us know down below who you think is going to win.
Sumo suits with the big inflatable boxing gloves.
That's too much. Let us know down below who you think is going to win at War Games
Mickey Mouse gloves.
Or Survivor Series. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Yeah. And fuck Modus, because
they're not on Survivor Series or NXT.
Yeah, which is good.
Bye.